Alright, got a fresh battery, about 94%. So let's walk on down the bank here. Getting cold, man. My hands are freezing. It's like a frigid Arctic North out here all of a sudden. Make sure we didn't leave anything behind right there. So I'm gonna walk down here and cast out a few times and see what's going on, and then if we don't catch anything, or it seems like it's all yellow bass, then I'm just gonna walk back up where I was at right there and finish up right there, because we got plenty of light. The wind's not as bad right here. As a matter of fact, this little spot right here, well, I don't know, there wind's kind of coming back right here. I think it matters, it's windy everywhere. Okay, boy, the sun feels good, folks. Warming them hands up right now. I mean, it's frigid out here. Left my gloves up in the car. There we go. Oh, Lord. What we got here, boy. I didn't even know I had one on right there. I guess the old yellow bass are all up and down the bank here. Nothing but a bunch of yellow bass today, boys. Not really counting how many we caught, but we got a bunch of them. Oh yeah, he's kind of heavy. They are absolutely fat this time of year. Whatever they're gorging on in here, they are really fat. Probably in here feeding on these little shad. I noticed a few dead shad on the bank up there, and there probably was a shad kill a week or so ago with the cold weather, so they're probably in here feeding on these weak shad, probably. All right there, guys. See you next time. Got a lot of bird activity out here today, and there's a fish. I mean, they're just so stacked up out there with these yellow bass. And if there's a crappie out there, it may not be giving them much of a chance to get it. Getting the yellow bass footage today, though. Ain't no doubt about that. Feels good to be on some fish finally for a while, you know, there. Now suddenly here today, we just got on big time. I was beginning to think maybe I'd lost my mojo there. You know, after you've had a long dry spell of not catching anything, just to be able to catch this many fish in a couple of hours period of time is a lot of fun, you know, just to come out here on this beautiful late winter day, getting ready for the crappie to be moving back in here anytime, I hope. So we're testing the waters out here today. And we're throwing right out in the middle of where them birds are right there. That one hit pretty hard there. Yeah, that one gave it a pretty good little smack. Way out there. Take a second to get him in here. Got him. Oh, it's a heavy one right there. Look how thick that one is. Yeah, that is a thick one right there. Nice big yellow bass. See you, little guy. There he goes. There's one. That felt a little bit more like a crappie. Don't think it is. I just didn't really feel the hit. I just felt the line kind of get tight. Tell you what, if I was eating these yellow bass, I'd have me a mess of them today. A few of them were big enough to clean. Yeah, got a little bitty one here. Yeah, I think we're gonna move back up bank here a little bit for a minute. Let these little ones be down here. Move back up towards these rocks and see if any crappie have moved in on these boulders up here. Just using this little bitty, it's just a little white chicken feather with a little green thread and an orange head. Seems to be doing a pretty good job. All right, we'll move back up the bank here. So we did good down there. Tore them up down there. Yellow bass are all up and down the bank today. So I just know from past experience that there's got to be some crappie out there. I'm gonna go back up in where it's a little bit deeper. There got to be one or two moving in around these boulders. So even if we get hung up and I lose one of my little favorite jigs right there, we'll tie another one up. It ain't that big of a deal. We got some boulders right out here, so it's where them crappie like to hang out. So we're gonna risk getting hung up with our last little hand tie jig. Then we'll go over to a curly tail if we have to. We got one. This may be the crappie we've been looking for here. I don't think that's gonna be a yellow bass, folks. I think it's gonna be our crappie. Oh, it's heavy. Whatever it is, it's really heavy. Don't want to twist this rod around. Seems like every time I twist this rod around, it comes off. Whatever that is, that's no yellow bass right there. It could be a white bass, but I'm thinking it's a big slab. So let's just go really easy here with him. In case we got us a slab on. We got us a slab on, I think. Oh yeah, we got him. Mike, you left too soon. My buddy Mike was out here and he left too soon, Mike.
See you, Mike.
He left too soon, Mike. Look, Mike, what you missed, Mike. Oh my God, look what you missed, Mike. Oh, I hate to do that to you, brother. You missed him, boy. You left too soon. Look what we got, brother. Big old black crappie right there. Look at the size on that one. Holy moly, folks. Look at that. Look at the size on that black crappie right there. That's a good 12-incher right there, I'll guarantee you. Look at the size on that big crappie right there, folks. Look at that on that little jig. Little orange head, green thread. Little chicken feather. Oh, folks. Look at that right there. Uh-oh, my jig's coming apart right there. Dang it, son, we're in trouble now. Push that back up there and hope we can get another one out of it. My inferior jig tying. Look at the size on that, folks. My goodness, look at that. Look at the size on that big black crappie here on this mid-February day, folks. That is a hog. Now, I don't have anything to measure him with, I don't think. Let me go down here and see. No, I don't have my measuring tape with me. But you can see, folks, that right there. You can see that right there is a heck of a crappie. Look at the size on that right there. And I'm going to turn this one loose because we're not keeping them today. I hate to not keep him, but we're going to turn him loose. I'm going to go down here and turn him loose a little bit so he don't go back out there in that school. Because what happens, these fish will go back in that, look at that right there. I'm going to come back and fish with that little minnow right there, I think. These bigger fish will go back and enter into the school. And what will happen is they'll alert the school to a possible problem right there. And kind of like a, hey, warning type deal. Look at the size of that big crappie here a few hours before dark, folks. Look at that right there. Look at that. Look at that big old crappie right there, folks. We're going to get us a few thumbnails here. That is a slab right there. Look at that slab right there, folks. Look at that. Big old slab crappie. There you go, big slabber. There he goes. I had crap all over that lens right there. I bet that's ruined that footage on that crappie. That's going to aggravate the pee out of me. That nice big beautiful crappie, and I looked at that lens and it had crap all over it. Oh well, not much you can do about that. That's just the way it goes right there. Let's get back down here and get another one. Man, I tell you what, that's exciting to finally get on some crappie like that, folks. My nose is running here. My hands ain't cold no more. Laying my old Fluger reel here in the mud. Look at that. That's the way you do it right there. Just lay it in the mud. That's the way you do it. It will take a ticking, a licking, and keep on ticking. Now, well, here we go. Tell you what, folks, that is exciting to finally catch a crappie. I had a feeling with all this activity out here that there'd have to be a few crappie out there. There's another one. Oh, is that another slab? Let's keep our fingers crossed. We got another slab right here, folks. It feels heavy. It don't feel like a yellow bass. Oh yeah, slab time right here. Slab number 2. They moved in out there, folks. We got about an hour before dark. We might get on them here, and I ain't even prepared to keep them today. Look at that. That's got to be a slab right there, either a big yellow bass. I'm going real easy with it. Oh, that's a real heavy weight, folks. Real heavy. Real heavy weight here. Man, let's see what we got. Gonna be another crappie. Yeah, another slab. Look at that. Man, look at that. What about that? Can you believe that? Right here. Before dark. And that's just number 2 slab right there. That's a white crappie there. That other one was a black crappie, I do believe. Gosh, man. Gosh, I ain't believing this, folks. You're looking at a face of disbelief right here. Look at the size on that right there. Oh my goodness, we're getting on. They have moved in out here. My little jig with a little white chicken feather and a little green thread is falling apart here. Barely got him hooked. Look at that. Barely got him hooked on that little. My gosh, look at the size of him, folks. Big old crappie. That's got to be about 12 inches. I don't think that one's quite as big as that last. Set the rod up here where we don't set it back down in the mud here. Check the front of that lens out and make sure it ain't all mucked up. It looks pretty good, so try to get me a little thumbnail right here. Check that out, folks. Slab time in Tennessee. They moved in on me here, right here at dark. Buddy Big Mike was out here and he left a few minutes too early. Mike, you just missed him. We should have stayed a few more minutes. I'd given these to you because I'm going to turn these loose. I'm not prepared to keep them right now. But right there you go. Big, nice white crappie right here on this cold day. Let's get out here and turn him loose. It ain't that cold out here really, folks. About 50 to 48 degrees. Look at the beautiful white crappie right there. Whoa, look at the size of that one, would you, folks? Wow, look at that right there. Got them beautiful clouds up there, folks. We got buzzards, crappie, beautiful clouds. It don't get no better than this. Let's turn him loose. There he goes. Okay, I retied that jig there. And boy, it's looking kind of yucky. The thread's trying to come loose, and the little chicken feather, barely got any chicken feather left right there. Let's get back out there. Ain't got much light left right here, folks. I done caught 2 slabs right here before dark, and I'd like to get one more. We're just going to heave it out there as far as we can. I can't even see it out there. It's so far out there, so really all I'm doing is just feeling for the line to go tight, easing it back really slow. Feels like the wind's trying to let up on us here just a little bit as we get closer to dark. That's really a sign of a surprise to catch them 2 big ones like that, but I knew there'd be some out there. I had a feeling that with all those yellow bass out there. There's one, there's another one right there. Yeah, that's going to be a crappie. That's going to be a crappie, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's another big one, folks. Oh, Lordy. That's another decent one right there. I'm pretty sure that's number 3. I cannot believe that we're catching them back to back like this. Whew, here on this middle of February, coming up on the middle of February. I don't know, that might be a yellow bass. I don't know. It's pretty scrappy, whatever it is. No, that's another crappie. That's another crappie. Look at that. What about that? That's a black one this time. That's 3. Look at the size on that one. He's probably the smallest one. He's just barely hooked right there. Barely hooked right there, folks. Look at that on that little chicken feather. Yeah, on that little chicken feather jig right there, folks. Orange head, green thread, barely hooked. Look how beautiful the fish we got right here at dark in Tennessee. We're on some beautiful East Tennessee crappie. It don't get no better than this right here, folks. I'm going to remember this little trip for a while. This has worked out great for me, folks. Great. Here we go. My goodness. See you, little buddy. Get on back out there.